All right. I actually was not intending on doing the 2019 May US math. The reason is I was explaining this in my previous stream. I was trying to, I tried the math. In the last week, I tried streaming the math twice now. And I'm realizing that even though some of you guys want it and look forward to my math explanations, I actually just don't love explaining math because I'm not great at it, and I want to how would I say this? If I have limited time in a given day, if I can only stream a couple hours per day, I want to dedicate those couple hours to the things that I explain the best, the things that I think are going to be most valuable for everyone. Because I do think, in particular with math, there's going to be a lot of tutors out there who explain much better than I do. So I was going to basically cancel the 2019 May US, but I looked at my YouTube and I kind of saw how I sort of scheduled doing the 2019 May US and everything. So I was like, you know what? I might as well at least see it through, okay, for this one. And so after today, all future streams will be timed QASs with Q&A in between, okay? And I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep that format. But I will only be doing the reading and writing from now on. I will not be doing the math. This one is being grandfathered in just because I had previously kind of committed to doing this. So this is the one time I'm going to do the math test timed live. Okay, so I'm about to get into the math right now, and I'm not going to take any questions but if people join the stream and if you do have questions about the math or about anything, you guys can ask me questions after I finish this section, which is a 25-minute section. Now for me, let me just set my stopwatch. Okay, so my stopwatch is over here. Okay, so I'm going to start the stopwatch and I'm going to give myself 25 minutes. With math, I don't usually worry too much about time because I find that I usually can manage to do everything within time, even though I don't remember even though I don't remember some of the formulas or whatever. But it's still good to be keeping track. So let me just set my phone. I think my phone is ready, and I'm about to get started on the timed math section. No calculator first. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, there. A is a constant. For which of the following? Oh, 0. Because then, 0 would make it impossible for it to be 5. So this is 9x plus 15. That's 7x equals minus 23. So, okay. Yep. Pretty good. For the linear function h, the table above shows several values of x and their corresponding values of h of x. So h of x, whenever x goes up by 2, this goes up by 6. Okay, so I'm looking for, so slope is 3. Oh, and that's the only one with 3. So rise over ends. Okay, that's 1 minute and 20 seconds. Terrence's car contains 8 gallons of fuel. He plans to drive the car m miles. If the car can drive 20 miles per gallon of fuel, which inequality gives the possible values of m? Hang on, I just lost track. M miles using the fuel currently given. Oh, 8 times 20. So m is less than or greater. Yeah. So yeah, it has to be one of these, but m has to be greater or less than, so it's B. Oh, what? I almost made a mistake. Oh crap. I was thinking about planning to drive. I was thinking, oh, okay. I misread that. M has to be less than. Okay, you can only plan to drive less than the full capacity. Whoa. So M has to be less than. Wow. Almost F that up. That was 245. Line T intersects with L and K. Which of the following statements, if they're true, would imply L and K are parallel? Well, basically, you want the Z and the Y to be the same. Or Z and the W to be the same is fine too. Yep. Okay, yeah. 320. Here we go. Blood volume in a human can be determined using the equation where Vp is plasma volume and H is hematocrit. Expresses the hematocrit in terms of blood. Okay, so I just need to get hematocrit. So anyway, Vp over Vb is equal to 1 minus hematocrit. So basically H is equal to 1 minus Vp Vb. Okay. Yep. KKK. What's the solution? Is there an easy way of doing this? Oh, there is. Just multiply x plus 5 on both sides. So if you multiply x plus 5 on both sides, you get 2x plus 2 is equal to x plus 5 minus 1. Okay. So then you get x is equal to 5 minus 1 minus 2. Okay, so that's 2. Okay. And then we could feed that back in if necessary. So that means 6 over 8 is equal to 6 over 7 is equal to 1 minus 1 over 7. Yeah, so that's correct. So that's 515. Moving on. Which of the following is a solution to the equation above? So let's just put the 2x squared minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay. Two x plus x, okay, but one of them has to be 2x minus 1. Oh, minus 5 and 1. Wait. 2x minus 5x plus 2x minus 5x. Oh wait, this is kind of screwed. This is cursed. What's going on right now? I guess one way of doing this is another way of doing this is hang on, what happened here? X squared minus x minus 5 over 2. I wonder. I'm kind of having some trouble with this one, man. This is 2x squared, and the only thing that can multiply into a 5 is 5 and 1. So it's the hell? Okay, I'm gonna skip this for now because I literally don't know how to do that. Okay, which of the following is not a factor? So x is definitely a factor, and then so we have 2x squared x times 2x squared plus 11x plus 5. So here we can talk about, okay, we have 2x plus x, and then we have 1 or 5, so that's plus 1 and plus 5, because then this becomes, right, 11x. So we have this and we have this, so we're good with this. How come I'm screwed on this one right now? Why am I so screwed on number 9? All right, number 10. The graph in the xy plane of the linear function f contains the point 3/4. For every increase of 5 units in x, f of x increases by, so the slope is 3 over 5. The only for every increase of 5 units in x, f of it. Yeah, I don't have to even look at the other ones. It's just c. It's only because of slope that I can get that one. Number 8 is bothering me, but I'm at 10 minutes, so let's just move on for a sec. How many questions is this text section? 20 questions. I'm already halfway through, so I'm kind of screwed on time right now. 11. The table above gives selected values of a polynomial function p. Based on the values in the table, which of the following must be a factor of p? Wow. Why is this so algebra heavy? So intense. So slope right now is... No, hang on. What's going on? What? Minus 2 is 5. Minus 1 is 0. 0 is minus 3. 1 is minus 1. 2 is 0. Holy crap. Oh, because we're looking at this, right? Yeah, because when you make x equals 0, then out of p of x you will definitely get I feel like gut feeling says that's correct, and I don't have enough time to worry about this. I'm going to keep going on. G of x is equal to 2x minus 2. The function g is defined by the equation above. Which of the following points in the xy plane is an x-intercept of the graph of the equation y equals gx? X-intercept. So when y is equal to 0, then what is x? So basically 0 is equal to 2x minus 2. So you need x to be worth 1. So I'm looking at this, but what the hell is this g of 1? Which of the following points is an x-intercept of the graph? Oh, sorry. Oh my god. No, what the hell? I am legitimately confused. X-intercept means that it hits the x-axis, which means that y has to be equals y equals 0. So we're trying to figure out what x is equal to when y. And so the way to make x, so x has to equal 1, because 2 to the 1 power minus 2 is the only thing that makes it 1. So the x-intercept is here. Which of the following points is an x-intercept of the graph of the equation y equals gx? Oh, duh. G of 1 is equal to 1. Okay. 1445. Yeah, G of 1 is equal to 0. That is G of 1. Oh my god. Tricky. Making me angry here, but sure. Which of the following is the graph in the xy plane of the plus 4x. So let's just look at the x-intercepts. The y-intercept is when x is 0, then actually the y-intercept also has to be 0. But how come I don't see when x is equal to 0, y should also be 0? What the hell? When x is equal to 0, oh no, okay, yeah. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, so it's either C or D. Now let's look at, and then one of these is inverted, so that's definitely D. Okay, so that's 1610. Rough. In the complex number system, what is the value of the given expression? Minus 1 plus that's just negative 2 still. Yeah, because the negatives get abstract it away. Yeah, so -2. The dimensions of a right rectangular prism are 4 inches by 5 by 6. 4, 5, 6. What's the surface area? Okay, so let's try to remember. 4 times 5 has to be 2 of them. Okay, times 2. And then 6 times 5 has to be 2. And 6 times 4 has to be 2. Okay, so 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. And 5 times 6 is 30. So then multiply these by 48 and 60. So we have 148. Okay, cool. Wow, I definitely didn't remember that. But yeah, a rectangular prism has 6 sides. Yeah, so that's correct. Man, that is not a formula I remembered. Okay, so that's 18 minutes. I have 7 minutes left. Okay, if xy is a solution to the given system of equations, what is y? So 6 plus y is equal to 29. So y is equal to 23. A pizza parlor sells pizza slices for $3 each, calzones for $4 each, and they spent $50 equals 3 per pizza and 4 per calzone. And they actually bought 6 calzones, so that's actually 24. So 3 for pizza is equal to 51 minus 24 over 3. P is equal, okay, so 51 minus 24 is that 26, 27. 27 over 3 is 99. So they actually bought 9. Okay. If air resistance is ignored, the function h models this height in feet of a toric at t seconds after its launch. Based on the model, what is the height above ground 1 second after? So what is h of 1? Is equal to minus 16 plus 48 plus 72. So that's equal to 48 minus 16 is 32, right? 32 plus 72, let's just double check. 32 plus 16 is 48, yeah. This is 104. Okay, 104, moving on. I'll take questions after I finish the section. So, but number 19, the number of cornflowers and wildflowers at garden store. Okay, it's basically linear looking. The points plotted represent the possible number of wildflowers and cornflowers that somebody can buy at the garden. The store. $24. Okay, 2 types of flowers. The price of each wallflower and the price of each cornflower is the same. What is the price in dollars of 1 cornflower? I see. So if I buy 16 cornflowers, and 0 wallflowers, then what that means is each cornflower is $24 over, right. I could spend $24 on 16 cornflowers exactly, so 24 over 16 is equal to, if I divide both by, it's 3 over 2 is equal to $1.5. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Moving on over here. So this is basically just a notation thing. So I have 6 to the 5 halves over, x to the 5 halves over x to the 4 thirds, which means I'm actually doing x 5 halves times x 3 fourths, which means Do you add when you do this? Hang on, x squared plus x squared, no, x squared times x squared is x. Now x cubed times x squared is x to the fifth. So you do add. Okay, so what that means is I have to add the, oh, okay, so I'll come back. Okay, so wait, hang on. How do you add 5 plus 3/4? Well, that's actually 10/4 plus, so 13/4. Okay. So x to the 13/4. That's an ugly answer, but sure. But that fits. Yeah. That fits in the answer selection. So 13/4. And I don't think I messed up 5/2. 4/3. Yeah, I didn't make any mistakes, I think. So 13/4 is my final answer. Okay, and then I had that one question. So that's 23 minutes right now. 22:45. So I had that one question that I got stuck on. Which of the following is a solution? Well, 8 minus 2 is equal to, nope, yeah, that 2 is definitely not right. So I can try the other ones. I mean, what? So if this was a real test, I'd probably just brute force it because I don't know the math. Like, I can't think of the math that would give me the answer right now. I would probably just like brute force it by feeding all of these answers into it until I find one. That's probably how I do it. Anyway, but right now I'm gonna take my 1 minute that I have, and I'm gonna exceed the 25-minute time limit, and I'm just gonna try to figure this out. Let's see if I can figure this out. Man, 2x squared minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. That's not my mistake right now. I'm not making any mistakes right now. So how the hell do I factor this? I factored this one perfectly fine. 2x x, that gives us 2x squared. And then I have to have a plus 1 and a minus 5. So I'm going to do minus 5 over here and plus 1 over here. And what that gives me is a plus 2x minus 5x, and that gives me a minus 3x. That gives me a minus 3x. Minus 5. This is equal to 0. So this is almost close to the answer. And quadratic formula? My lord, I do not remember the quadratic formula, for the love of God. Like, thank you for the hint, but for the love of God, I do not remember the quadratic formula. This is not... I guess that's one thing I have to actually learn at some point. So now I'm definitely over 25 minutes. So at this point, I would just choose anything from gut feeling, and gut feeling says C or something. Okay. But I actually literally cannot, like, I would just like make some random guess or brute force feed the answer choices into the equation until I got something right. Correct. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess this forces you to not use the it forces you to not use the the factoring method. I wonder if the quadratic formula comes out here. It almost certainly doesn't. It's probably way more complicated than these. Sad. So I guess this is a big change because, back in the day, they didn't do all these like technical algebra in the Math 1. They used to have a SAT math subject tests, so some of the more technical stuff like this would not come out on the Math 1 test within the SAT. You would have to do the Math 2C subject test to get this technical stuff out. I just don't remember, but I feel like I got all the other ones right, unless I made some stupid mistakes. So let's I'm gonna pull up the answers and just grade section 3 first. And yeah, I'm gonna get the quadratic formula one wrong. So it's just my lesson today. I have to go and learn the quadratic formula. Anyway, I actually have to. I need like 30 seconds to pull up the answers. So give me a sec. All right. Math without calculadora. Our one, okay, so I chose AABA. AABA are correct. 5 through 7 I chose BAB. BAB are correct. 8 through 10 I chose, randomly I chose CDC, and hang on, what was this? 8 DDC. So DDC, I got one wrong. Okay, 11 through 12 I chose AC. Scroll down. 11 to 12 I chose AC, and the correct answers are DC. Oh yeah, I kind of was confused by that one, but sure. DC. And then over here, I'll go back to that in a second. I just want to finish 14 and 15 I chose AD, and those are AD. 1623, 17.9, 18.104, 19.150, and 20 I chose 13/4. 20 I got wrong. Wait, what? I thought my math was okay. It says 7/6. So I gotta come back to those 3. All right, let's do a quick review. This is why this is the last time I'll do math streaming, just because I'm not I am no longer a teacher when I'm doing math streaming. I am literally a student trying to remember things from a decade ago, for 15 years ago. But since I committed to doing May 2019, I'm just finishing it off. Where are we? So this one is quadratic formula. So let's just learn the quadratic formula at some point, okay? There must be some other way of dealing with that quadratic equation. So gotta learn that. Over here, the table above gives selected values of a polynomial function p based on the values in the table. Which of the following must be a factor of p? And what I did was, I was being lazy. Interesting. When x, oh, no. Yeah, when x is equal to 0, this definitely does not mean, no. Yeah, I went backwards about this. What this would mean is when x is equal to 3, you could get a 0. So you would have to, it would be the other way around. So that's just wrong, just from common sense. So I went backwards on that. I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's easy. But then it wasn't easy, so oops. So that was me making a dumb mistake. Now, that said, I did look at this and I was like very confused. When x is 0, p of x is -3. When x is 1, it rises 2 up until -1. But when x is -1, it rises 3 up until 0. You know, I'm looking at this and this. And I'm like, I have no idea what the formula for this is. Hey, Rufat, I have no idea what the formula for this is. I like, there's no way I can infer the formula for this. I have no memory of this. So that said, there is at least one thing I can find, which is here. When x is minus 1, you can get a 0. And when x is minus 1, you can get a 0. Also, when x is 2, you can get a 0. When x is 2, you can get a 0. So that's definitely D. Huh. Okay. So what this is doing is this is making you, or at least what it tricked me into thinking is that I was supposed to be able to infer a polynomial equation from this crazy ass graph. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I can infer this polynomial equation. But really, all you're supposed to be doing is assume that p of x is equal to 0 and then find out what those x's are and then turn those into factors. So basically, if I'm gonna get anything, there's basically an a, and I already have 2 zeros. So a is the rest of the polynomial. All I really need is to make this equal 0 by having x plus 1 to counteract the x minus 1 to get it equal minus 1. And then if x is going to be 2, then I just need a x minus 2. And both of these are definitely going to give a 0 for this polynomial. Yeah. That one's actually not a hard question. I was just sort of stupid. I was not focusing on the zeros here. Okay, whereas this one is literally knowledge that I do not have in my brain. I would not be able to solve that unless I brute forced it. And even if I brute forced it, I don't know if I would have been able to solve it within time. Hey, Zanarka from Kazakhstan. Okay, nice to meet you. And also, did I say hi, Rufat? I don't remember if I said hi, but hey. And over here we have 7/6. Let's look at 7/6. What happened here? Oh, was it? Hang on. Am I forgetting my exponent rules right now? I feel like I'm forgetting my exponent rules. I feel like there's an error right here, but I don't remember my exponent rules. But this is really important for the SAT if I want to get an 800 on the math. X to the 4. Hang on. If I say x to the minus 1, that is equal to 1 over x. Okay. So then, what I should have done is I should have said x to the 5/2 times minus 4/3, which is equal to x to the minus 26. What? I'm being stupid, right? Yeah, I'm definitely being stupid. Oh, I'm not being totally stupid though, because at least now I have the factor correct. So then this is 15 . Aha. Okay. Uh, I think that's correct. I think this is correct. So what I did, my error was that I just flipped this around. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid here. So I think people are saying stuff and I can't tell what's going on. But I did I say hi to? Oh, hey, Virat, you're a newcomer. Hey, what's up? And is the answer D? Was that for the previous one? I forgot what number that was. Oh, for 11, yeah, the answer was D. So yeah, this is definitely, hang on, so let me erase this real quick and just do the math real quick. This is 15 over 6 minus 8 over 6 is equal to 7 over 6. So what that means is we're looking at 7/6, and that is the correct answer. Ha! Ha! I was almost correct. I just made this stupid translation where I just flipped. Okay. That was my oops. That was my problem. Yeah, so that destroyed me. Okay, but at least I knew this one. So what I should have gotten wrong, I should have only gotten number 8 wrong, the quadratic formula, because I literally do not know the quadratic formula. And everything else I should have gotten correct, so I made 2 mechanical mistakes. Okay, so that is the first section. Yeah, I still don't really know what the value of me streaming the math is. I literally don't know. Because I'm just not really when I'm streaming the math, I'm more of a student rather than a teacher. But if this is helpful for you guys, just let me know. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stop all my math streaming because it makes no sense. I'm just not qualified to be a math streamer. But I'm still curious, why you watch it. Now let me answer some questions. Can you say how to build ECs from high school? Like when we say ECs, we're talking about extracurriculars, right? Assuming you're talking about extracurriculars, I have no idea what you mean. Like when you say build extracurriculars from high school, you're like, here's what I would do. Okay, I don't understand the question really, but I'm going to try to answer it. By rephrasing this question into something I understand. If I am a high school student and I'm going to go to college in 2-3 years, and I know that the SAT is not the only thing that the colleges look at. I know that the colleges also look at my extracurricular activities. Then what I will do is I will, just first, I would probably just explore the, I would explore the clubs that are at my school, and I would make myself as useful to as many people as possible. Okay. So what that means is, if I'm interested in something like chess or math or drama or robotics or golf or anything, if I'm interested in something, even if I'm not good at it, I will just put myself into that door, into that club, into that intramural activity, into that team, whatever it is. I'm gonna put myself out there and I'm gonna make myself useful to these people. So if they think I suck at the thing that I'm interested in, it doesn't matter, because even if I suck at it, I would still put myself in that door by making myself useful. And making myself useful might just mean that I will just be the person who organizes the desk, for the events, maybe, right? But I just want to be somebody who everyone knows is a good person to have around, because I'm always willing to put myself out there to be useful, to help, right? And by doing this, eventually I gain exposure. Like, let's say that I'm really interested in chess, and I go to the chess club, and I'm absolute garbage at chess, whatever, I suck at it, right? But I make myself as useful to the chess people possible. I help them with their bureaucracy, their paperwork. I help them with the scheduling. I help them with the outreach, the marketing, whatever it is. Okay, I just make myself as useful as possible to them. Then I will just naturally develop relationships with the chess people. And by doing that, I will eventually probably get some help on my chess, and I can improve on my chess as well. So those are some things that I could do. But the basic principle is that I'm trying to make myself as useful to the people around me, as valuable a partner as possible. I'm not trying to just be a greedy resume stuffing bastard, because what that does is it actually limits my opportunities to expand and grow and do whatever. I'm trying to be more of a servant mentality. I'm trying to have more of a servant mentality in everything I do in high school, so that I can, build up a reputation as somebody who is good to have around. Okay, that's how I would build up extracurriculars. I would just do the thing I'm interested in, and I'd just start by serving. I wouldn't start by demanding, like a position, like, oh, make me treasurer. I wouldn't do that necessarily. Okay, unless you already have that much clout, then maybe you could just press that. But I don't want to make any assumptions, right? I'm assuming that you have zero clout, that you are completely a stranger, and you need to build up some sort of trust. Then I would say start by serving, and by being a good person, and by being interested, and by being persistent. So those are general tips. It doesn't have to only be within school. It could be with your religious institutions outside of school. It could be community organizations outside of school. It could be political. You could be in or it could be arts oriented, right? But whatever it is, just make yourself somebody who is helpful to other people. And I think that will always build up. Take 1 or 2 or 3 years, and just keep putting your heart into it. You're going to build a reputation as a reliable, good person, and that will help you in the long term. Okay, that's my sort of long-ish answer to that. So I assume you're talking about extracurriculars, and I hope that was helpful. I'm going to go back to some of the other questions. Can you explain how it became 7/3? I thought it was going to be 10/3. Oh, 7/6. So 10/3. Where'd you get that from? I see. I see where you got it. This is something that, again, I'm not a math tutor, so I'm not the best person. I'm sure if I was a professional math tutor, I would already have this amazing ready-made explanation for this, but I'm gonna have to just explain it to you in my sort of rough, off-the-cuff way, okay? But here's my basic thing, okay? If I'm confused during the real test, I'm gonna just do this. So x squared times x cubed. What is that? X squared times x cubed. That is x. Oh, you know what? I'll actually simplify it. This is literally what, because I don't study math and I haven't thought about math in 15 years, this is literally what I did. So my question is x squared plus, basically my question is, here, I'll actually do the full version. X to the 5 halves times x to the minus 4 thirds, okay? My question in my head is, do I have to multiply these together or add these together, okay? Do I have to multiply the exponents together or add the exponents together? And the quick and easy way for me to resolve my question during the real test, I actually literally do this during the real test just because my math memory is so bad, I just double check. 2 squared times 2 cubed. Okay? 2 squared times 2 cubed. Well, 2 squared times 2 cubed is actually really easy to find, to check. 2 squared is equal to 4, and 2 cubed is equal to 32. Okay? But if you notice, this is not equal to 2 to the 6th power. This is actually equal to 2 to the 5th power. Okay? Which means that what are you supposed to do with the 2 and the 3? It means you're supposed to add them. It means you're supposed to add them. Okay? Because 4 is 4 times 8, okay, is going to give you 32. That is 2 to the 5th power. Okay? We can do it right now. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Okay? So that is 2 to the 5th power. So what that means is you have to add these two fractions. So let me erase all this stuff. Or, let me just actually do that. So we're adding 5 halves minus, well, when we say add, I mean, add or subtract, like plus minus 4/3, right? That's awkward. So I'm just going to do the natural thing, which is minus 4/3. And how do you do this? You do 3 over 3 and 2 over 2. So that's equal to 15 over 6 minus 8 over 6, which is equal to 7 over 6. Okay? So that's how you get it. Now I'm going to go into the final math test with the calculator, but I'm not going to do it with the calculator because I'm lazy and I also don't have a calculator. And also, on the real SAT, I also do not intend to take a calculator. I'm just going to be a stubborn old man about this because I never took the SAT with a calculator ever in my life. I'm not going to start now. It doesn't matter if I get it wrong. I will risk my 1600 rather than take my calculator in. Oh, and there's another question. Oh, yeah, I am doing the live stream on the SAT writing as well. Yes, I definitely am. And in fact, I think in the description, it should already say something. Let me just double check my description. Yeah, up next, I'm going to be taking the 2017 April School Day EBRW. That is the next test I'll be taking. I'm going to be doing the EBRW, the reading and the writing. Sivanish, I don't know how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. But can I help you with the reading section and books that I suggest? Okay, that's extremely broad, but with my reading section tips, okay, it takes me a long time to explain them. So for now, I have longer explanations of my reading section tips. I literally did a stream earlier today, about 9 hours ago. I did a stream where I answered this question in some ways. I talk about diagnosing your reading. Okay, the problem with reading is that a lot of kids don't even understand their own weakness. They just want to keep improving their reading, but they have no idea what they're weak on. It's like if you're playing basketball with a team, right? And your team keeps losing, and your coach just keeps telling you, "Hey, you guys have to start winning. You guys have to start winning." It's like, "Oh, you got to start winning." Like, yeah, but how the hell do you win? You have to do you guys suck at passing and communicating? Are your basic mechanics just terrible? Are you guys not shooting very well? Like, is your defense the problem? Like, analyze it. Where's the problem? You have to learn what the problem is. And the same thing with reading. You have to learn what the problem is. It's not like math where everything has a specific idea that you can work on and it's very obvious as soon as you take that test. With reading, you have to understand your own weaknesses directly, and so I give you some tips on how to figure out your weaknesses. Can I suggest any books on improving your reading? No, not partly because I haven't read a lot of SAT reading books. I haven't. I've seen... and you know what they do? But the couple that I have read, the Princeton Review and the Barron's, and it's been a long time. But when I read it a long time ago, you know what the reading tests, what the reading section said? They just told you what the question types were. That's all they ever did. they only tell you what the question types are. So if you don't know what the question types are, then I do suggest you should use a book, but not really a book. I suggest that you go to Khan Academy and you go through the question types. I think it's useful. I also heard on Reddit that the UWorld curriculum is also pretty good, okay? But I don't know that much about it. So maybe you can try UWorld on your own. Besides that, I also have a stream. I streamed all of Khan Academy reading and writing. I streamed it. I would take the Khan Academy reading and writing, and I would give you my commentary on the advice from Khan Academy. And there are some parts of Khan Academy, actually many parts of Khan Academy that I agree with, but there are several parts of the Khan Academy that I disagree with. So I explain to you what I think over there. So if you have that time, you can go and watch my streams when I went through the Khan Academy reading and writing program. Okay, but those are the main ones that I suggest. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the math test with calculator. So I'm gonna shut up for 55 minutes. Okay, it's gonna be a long time. Maybe I'll do 30 minutes first. Okay, I'm gonna do 30 minutes. I'm gonna do 30 minutes, and I'm gonna just shut up for 30 minutes. And then if people have asked questions, okay, then when 30 minutes are over, I will answer some of those questions, and then I'll move on. Okay, and then finish it off in the remaining 25 minutes. So I'm about to start the math with calculator. Before I start, I do see one more question. Is SAT all about practice tests every day? You know, so the official College Board, book is basically, what I understand about the official College Board book is all of that material is on Khan Academy for free anyway. So I think you could just start with Khan Academy. But if you do, if you take the official College Board book, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. I just don't think it's going to be necessarily very efficient. Okay. So if you have further questions, I'll come back after 30 minutes. Otherwise, you can leave comments, okay, in the comment section below, and then I'll reply there, and you can see it sometime in the future. Okay. I'm about to start time now. A car sharing, I assume. Charges 6 plus. Okay, so 6t plus 10 is C. Okay. Is A, I mean. Y equals x squared plus ax plus a, where a is constant, and y is equal to 11 when x is 1. So when x is 1, then y is equal to 11, so that's basically 10 is equal to 2a. So a is equal to 5. That's D. It's 45 seconds. Okay. 3 questions based on just one of these. The scatter plot above represents head lengths and body lengths. The longer the head, the longer the body. The line of best fit is also shown. The box plot summarizes the body lengths of 4. Okay, cool. For an adult crocodile with a head length of 30, you're basically around 225, okay, or 215. Cool. Based on the line of best fit, which is the best estimate of the increase in body length for every 10 centimeters increase? So for every 10, basically for every 10, hang on, is there one where there's like a neat, okay, here, for every 10 we're increasing around 75, okay, around 75. Cool. And all right, we're looking at, based on the box plot, what's the best estimate of the median of the 14? And the median is here, so that's about 300, and this is 25, so 315, 320. Oh yeah, sure, 320. I'll go with it. It's definitely not 300. So okay, 320. It's kind of awkward, but sure. And we're at 225. Yeah, I just checked your chat, so I'm glad you got it. 5x minus 7 is equal to 13. What's the value of twice of this? So 26. Okay, 5x minus 14 times 2 is this. So we just multiply everything by 2. 26. X, if the ratio of y to x for each ordered pair is constant, what is k? Hey? Oh, it's just multiplied by 4, so 160. Okay, so we're good. So which of the following expressions is equivalent to this? So it's 2a cubed plus 6a. Yep, that's D. All right, and then we're, oops, whoa, lag. Okay, the graph above shows the temperature in the room during a day when the thermostat malfunctioned. For which of the two following 2-hour periods was the difference? So basically we need to find the greatest slope. Okay, so between 4 and 6 seems about right. Okay, that's the greatest slope. I guess 3 to 5 or 5 to 7. Let's look at 5 to 7 versus 3 to 5. 3 to 5 seems like a larger jump. Whoa, yo, but 3 to 5 is almost 2 boxes, and 5 to 7 is a little less. Yeah, yo, this it's a little hard to read, but sure. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we just need the biggest slope. So, oh wait, is this a bigger slope? No, it's not. It's not. How about this? Man, they all look hella similar, man. Is this a bad reproduction? They look so similar. Anyway, I'm gonna not stress out about this because you know what this is. These guys kind of reproduce the test, and the images might be a little off. Whatever, I'm right. Moving on. The population of snow leopards in a certain area can be modeled by the function p years after 1990. So what's the following? So this is 2020. Sorry, in the year 2020 we have we have 550 population. Yeah, so that's C. The correct answer right now, we're at 515. Let's keep going. Oops. In the xy plane, which of the following changes to the graph will result in the graph of the equation to the bottom 6? Yeah, 540. All right, and we're looking. Tanya earns $13.50 per hour. When she works Z hours, she returns. Okay, right. This is a very strange question, but yeah. $3Z, you just have to add $3Z onto it. But very weird question. Just gonna move on. The table above gives the number of United States presidents from 1789 to 2015. Age at the time they first took office. At least 50-year-olds. What fraction were at least? Okay, of the at least 50-year-olds. So we're just focusing on this. We're and looking at the subset of this. So it's actually 9 out of 9 plus 11 is 20 plus 9 out of 33. Something's wrong. Something's really weird. $10 out of 34? Yeah. This is poorly made. This PDF has been poorly made. I'm upset. This is actually making me waste time. Okay, 7:55. I'm just gonna go with this. Okay. So, which of the following graphs in the xy plane could be used to solve the system of equations above? The system of equations above. So this is y is equal to minus 1/5 x plus 1. And this is y is equal to 2x plus 4. Okay. So I need to have minus 1/5 x plus 1. So this is plus 1. This is plus 1. But this is the right one. Okay, that's minus 1/5. And then 2x plus 4. Yeah, 2x plus 4. Yeah. So that's C. That's 905. In the figure above, AF, BE, CD, they're parallel. B and E lie on, okay, yeah. If AB is equal to 9 and BC is equal to 18.5, okay, and FE equals 8.5, then what's ED? ED should be just under 18.4. Because it's about 10% less. Okay, it's about, if 10% less than 9 is 8.1. So it's about 5% less, right? Yeah. So I guess it's just, yeah, it has to be, because B is too large of a jump. No, it's not too large of a jump. Hang on. That's 1 less. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think that's right. Yeah. Okay, B is correct. Oh, wow. I almost made a very bad mistake by not keeping proportions in mind. Okay. 16 and 17 are referring to these two. Of all the juniors and seniors who attended, 149 participated in this club. Each of the 149 participated in only one. The table shows the distribution of 149 by class and club. The band was composed of freshmen, sophomore, okay, all four. If 30% were juniors, then how many students were in the band? Okay, so band, this is 30%. Okay, 30%. Okay, so 3/10 of the whole band is equal to 18. So basically, the whole band is 180 divided by 3 is equal to 60. Okay. That doesn't even require the table, which is annoying. Of the number of juniors and seniors in the drama club, 25% who walk to the school represents 1/8 of the total number of juniors and seniors. Walk to school. Of the juniors and seniors, that's 48 in the drama club. The 25% who 25% of, so 1/4 of 48 is equal to 12, right? No, sorry. Yeah, 12. Okay. So these 12 represent 1/8, right? So 12 times 8 is 96. Yeah. Yeah, that also doesn't read. You don't even need a table for either of those. That's kind of stupid, but okay. Whatever, I'll just work with it. A bag containing 10,000 beads. To estimate the percent of red beads, a sample is selected at random. The percentage of the red beads, 15%. If R is the actual number of red beads in the bag, which of the following is most plausible? Well, what is 15% of 10,000? That is about 1,500, right? Because 10% of 10,000, 1,000. So 1,500. So basically, yeah, 13 to 1,700. That is correct. Yeah, B. For the linear function f, the table above gives some value of x, and the corresponding value is f of x, where c is a constant. Yeah. 1C, 2C, 3C. So 1C, 2C, 3C. Yeah. Just C. I just know that intuitively, and I got it really fast, but like I don't know how to explain my thought process. It just happened. Okay, so this is 1/4 is equal to x plus 5 squared. So what that means is 1/2 squared is equal to x plus 5 squared. So we're looking at 1/2. 1530. The graph of a line in the xy plane has a positive slope and intersects at a negative y coordinate. Okay, so let's look at, so I don't remember how to read it this way, so I just need a positive slope and negative. So positive slope, these are positive slopes because you would have to add it on the other side, and then you want to have a negative y coordinate, so that's this, because that's divided by 5. Yeah, so that's A. 1610. I basically just translated into yx equals mx plus b in my head. F of x is equal to this stuff. So this is x is the dollar price. Intersects the x-axis at 0 and A. Intersects the x-axis at 0 and A. What does A represent? So A represents how much sales, the revenue they get. Oh, this is almost like an econ question. We're talking about revenue, so it has to be A or D. But it's kind of a strange It's a weirdly unrealistic sounding thing. Anyway, but oh, I see. I see. When y is equal to 0, the revenue. So first, it's not a. Wait, all of these are wrong. What? What the hell? I'm gonna move on. I feel like this, for some reason, I feel like this is a quality problem. I feel like the test, whoever translated the QAS into the PDF form, I feel like they made a mistake. I'm upset and I'm losing trust in this particular QAS. So I'm gonna move on. The graph of the equation ax plus ky equals x, 6 is a line, where a and k are constants. Okay, what's the value of k? Well, let's just work with this one first. So k is equal to minus 2. Okay, when you get rid of that, yeah, it's minus 2. That's 1915. From 2005 to 2014, the number of music CD, so many typos, declined each year by approximately 15% of the number sold the preceding year. 5 approximately 15%. So basically, what you're starting with this, then you're taking the 85 and then you're multiplying by year. So that's correct. Yep, that is 1945. Because it's declining 15% every year. Declining every year. That's why it's 85%. The function g above models the growth rate of a certain plant in terms of the watering time in minutes per day. So what is... So when you do... Oh, that is the maximum amount of growth that you can give. That's the maximum amount of growth you can give. The plant growth rate of results in a water time of... Yeah, that's basically correct. Yeah. The watering time what? Okay. Oh, this is backwards though. The watering time of 5.51 minutes a day results in a plant growth rate of but why would the word results have anything to do with this equation? It's like a weird causality question, which shouldn't... That's very strange. I hope that wasn't the real wording on the real test. It's really weird that they would put that there. Moving on, I'm just not going to stress out about this. I feel like right now I have very little trust in this particular QAS PDF, so I'm going to work with it. A psychologist designed and conducted a study to determine whether playing a certain educational game increases middle school students' accuracy in adding fractions. .35. Who played the game showed significant improvement in accuracy. Of all 35 of all the students at this one, all students at what? Is there an actual answer to this? Because I would not know this answer. I mean, I would choose C, but I have no idea. Very weird. Very weird. Hey, cool kids. I see you. I'm going to take a break in 7 minutes, so I'll catch up in 7 minutes. A manufacturer determined that right cylindrical containers with a height that is 4 inches longer than the radius. Okay, 4 inches longer. So this is pi r squared times four r is the volume. So that's 4 pi r cubed. Yep. Oh, sorry. Whoa. That is wrong. 4 plus r. Holy crap. So that's pi r cubed plus 4 pi r squared. Woo! Pi r cubed plus 4 pi r squared. Okay. Jeez. Not 4 times longer. Okay. That's 24 minutes. For the function f, if f3x is equal to x equals 6, so f of 6 is equal to f of 3 times 2, where x is equal to 2, equals 2 minus 6 is equal to minus 4. 24, 35. Okay. In the system equation below, a and c are constant. Infinite number of solutions x, y, which means they have to be equal to each other. What is the value of a? So these have to equal each other. So I'm going to make both of these equal to 6 by multiplying both sides by 36. So if I multiply all sides by 36, then on top, if what I get is 36 divided by 2 is 18x. 36 divided by 3 is 12y. And this is equal to 6. So then value of a has to be 8. What? Oh, I see. 18x plus 12y is equal to 6 is equal to ax plus y. Maybe that wasn't the solution. Is there some other way of dealing with this? But they have to be equal to each other, right? I forget how to work with systems of equations. I literally forget how to work with. I remember there's like this weird way of like when there's systems of equations, there's like a way of like adding them together, but I don't remember how to do that. So this is what happens. Man, I'm actually shocked at how much they changed the SAT in the last, like, because the SAT wasn't like this before. It wasn't this technical, but right now the SAT math is like the original Math 1 with the Math 2C subject test like combined into one, and so it's like way more technical than I remember. So this is more annoying than I remember. Dude, I don't know how to get this right now. 2720. I'm just gonna move on. And I'm at 30. A researcher surveyed 200 adults selected at random from the city of Audley and 300 adults selected at random from the suburbs of Audley. Okay. Twice as likely. Okay, twice as likely out of 300. So basically, 8 out of 12 times 2 is equal to hang on. That's probably not the right way of doing it. So 8 out of 12 is equal to what percent, right? It's equal to 2 out of 3. It's a 66%. Oh my God, that's my problem. It's 8 out of 20. Okay, 8 out of 20 is equal to 40%. Okay, so what we want is that the suburbs is actually 80% of the 80% is 80% of 300 is 240. Okay, we want to, so that's the 2845. Moving on. Oh, okay. Well, I said I'm gonna stop at 30 minutes, but it feels like it makes sense to just stop right here because, you know, this is where we move on to the written section, and I'll just double check the chat. Okay, so right now we do have one person who mentioned that 22 is C. Is that because I made a mistake? Yeah, the revenue, it will result in 0. It will result in 0. But so the problem though is, what does the A represent? Oh, never mind. You're right. You're right. You know what it is? I just had this weird. I was doing some weird word lingo in my head, and I just kind of jumbled up the words in my head. So here's the way I would have. You know what? I think this is a good time to give myself a tip for the math test. I think it's good to just phrase things in my own words before I just like get too wrapped up in the wording of the answer choices. So it says, f of x is the revenue that you receive when you sell this thing. But what happens if you price it at A, right? If you price it at A, it becomes so expensive that no one wants to buy it. So you get 0 revenue again. So A is the unit price in dollars of the product. Yeah, but there is something grammatically awkward about this. The unit price of the product that, you know, grammatically it was hard to understand this, but I'm not going to blame the grammar. It's just, yeah, I mean, sure, like there's so many little modifiers that it just makes me kind of annoyed. You know, there's like 3 modifiers on the same thing, but I'm not going to blame it. Okay. You are basically right, so it's definitely C. And if I had said it to myself out loud, hey, if you sell it for the price of A, it's going to be so expensive that no one's going to buy it, and so your overall revenue is going to be 0. If I said it as a full sentence out loud in my own head, then it would have made it much easier for me to just choose C. But instead of saying it out loud, what I was doing is I was just doing all this like word judo. I was just like working with all these words, and so I just got lost in the limbs of this word judo, and I just got confused. So yeah, but yeah, C is definitely right. I mean, I did it in red even though I didn't double check the answer choice. The answer key, because I know you're right, and I know that C is right. So that's that. If there's any other, okay, if there's no other questions or comments at the moment, so I'm going to move on and finish this off. There is this one that I didn't fully understand, so I'll come back to that later. And I think those are the only two that I had like trouble with in this section. Yeah. So moving on. 31, let's go. Back to easy questions. Yay. Pure beeswax has a density of 0.555. An online company sells it at $8 per ounce. What's the selling price in dollars per cubic inch for pure beeswax? Oh, per cubic inch. So it's $8 per ounce, and it's 0.055. Oh, sorry, 0.555 ounces per cubic inch. So I just need to multiply these. $8 per ounce. Right. So just gonna multiply. Yo, how do I multiply these without a calculator? They really force you to use a calculator? Is this really the real test? Really? They really force you to use? Okay, I guess. All right. 444. Is it 444? 4.44? Does that make sense? I feel like that's about right. So I'm just going to go with that. Because my arithmetic is kind of just like messed. Yeah. Infinite solutions means. Yeah, I know what that means. I just don't know how to solve it after that. So it's just like. Yeah, I don't know the solution, at least in my head right away, but like sometimes what happens is like when I take like a math problem. Oh, I didn't even start my time. You know what? I don't think it really means that much anymore for me to track time, because right now I'm at 30 minutes out of 55, so I have 25 minutes left. So I've just sort of stopped tracking time. It doesn't matter, I think, but yeah, I know a lot of times logically what the problem is. Oftentimes what happens though is because I haven't taken a math class in 15 years, and because I haven't taken a math test in 5 years, and the last time I took a math test it was the SAT 1 before they started adding more technical stuff in. You know, I just don't remember sometimes. I don't remember how to solve these things, but we'll see. Once I kind of let a problem rest and I come back to it later, sometimes I remember how to solve it, like some other way of solving it. So maybe I'll come back to that in a second. I mean, I will go back to that in a second. And then if you have actual practical tips, maybe I'll try to avoid looking at your tips for a little bit, and then see if I can solve it on my own, and then go for your tips afterwards. The mean of the list of numbers above is what fraction? Oh, just a fifth of the sum of the 5 numbers. Yeah, so okay, it's just like a definition question. Okay, whatever. X plus 6 plus 1 defines a square. The equation of a circle. Isn't this the radius? Like, isn't 11 squared the radius? I think so. I'm gonna go with 11. Sorry, isn't this radius squared? So therefore, radius is 11. I think that's what that means. So I'm gonna just go by gut feeling. A baker is gathering the ingredients required to make 15 batches. The cake will require 1/4 bag of flour. The baker needs a total of more than 3, but less than 4. I'm just like blinking out now. I think I'm getting tired actually. The cake will require 1/4 bag. So the baker needs a total of, so he needs more than 3 and less than 4. But this, if I'm focusing on how much is needed for the batch of cookies, I can say something like x plus 1/4, x plus 1/4 is equal to, is greater than 3 and less than 4. What is one possible value for the fraction required for each bag of cookies, batch of cookies? So let's divide 15 into 3, then I will get 5 batches per 3. I think that works, because let's reverse engineer that. If I want 15 batches of cookies and 1 cake, and the cookies require 3, the cookies give if you can do 3 for each bag, or sorry, 5 for each bag, and then you just add 1/4. Yeah, so 5 works. Oh, dude, that just took me like way too long. It just took me way too long to like mental math gymnastics. Okay, 5 works. I'm happy with 5. The histogram summarizes the distribution of a data set composed of 50 integers. The first bar represents the number of integers that are less than 0, but less than, at least 0 but less than 5, etc. The median. Median. This is 8. This is 8 plus 4. This is 12 plus... so I just need to get to 25, right? I just need to get to 25. So this is 12 plus 9 is 21, plus 9 is... plus 9 is 30, so it's between 10 and 15. What is a possible value? I'll just say 12 and move on. Okay, in the equation above, the kinetic energy K of a 200-gram object is written in terms of its velocity. The equation is, if the equation is written in the form of V equals A over K, what is the value of A? What is the value of A? Okay, let's look at this. So 1 over 100, V is equal to root of 1 over 100. Okay? K over 100. Which is equal to 1/10 and root K. So value of is 1/10. So that's 36. Question 37 and 38 refer to the same one, and these are the last two questions. The line graph shows the population in thousands of people living in Alaska every 10 years, from 1900 to 2000. In 1990, 550,000 1,000. Why is that so stupidly easy? Kind of confused. The ratio of the population of Alaska in 1980 to 1970 can be written as A to 1. 1980, hang on, 1980 to 1970. So 42 over 30, which is basically 7 over 6. So this has to be A to 1, which has to be a decimal. So what is a sixth of 1? A sixth is hang on, a third is 33. Okay, 1/667. 6, 7, right? So that's basically, but on the actual SAT you only have 4 slots, so it's 1.67. Okay. All right. Those last 2 questions are kind of easy, so I'm a little surprised that they came at the very end. And I feel pretty comfortable with all the other ones. So there's just this one question that Cool Kids was talking about. So I'm going to come back to this. Yeah, if the system of equations has an infinite number of solutions, what's the value of A? They are equal to each other. Somehow. Okay, I'm going to just put 11y is equal to oh, this is much easier than I thought. I didn't need to do all this nonsense. Okay, I didn't need to do all this nonsense. I just need to go with when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0, then I get y is equal to 1/2. Okay, so then hey, you joined on Discord?
How was your SAT score in March?
You're not watching the YouTube stream right now. Okay, I see. Let me just double check something right now.
From Discord, I am the one told you that I got about 15 mistakes.
You got 15.
In my March SAT exam.
Okay, I don't. So first, I have a question, Ten. Are you watching the YouTube stream right now?
No, I'm just hanging out on this.
Okay, I see. So right now I'm in the middle of a problem. So let me solve it first, and once I finish, I can come and chat with you. Okay. So can you just hang out for a second while I finish off this question?
Oh, I know this one.
Okay, just give me like 2 more minutes to think about it, because I'm trying to figure out what to deal with, how to deal with this, because the crazy thing is when x is equal to 0.
Yeah, this is quite weird, but as I remember, I had just come up with this question before, and my solution is you try. Sorry, 10.
Sorry, 10.
Everyone.
10. I'm sorry, but I really want to at least give myself like 2 minutes to think about it. So I'm glad you're willing to help, but uh, I also need to learn because it's been a long time since I thought about math, and I don't want to have someone just explain the answer to me right away. I want to actually think about it, and I want to process it, and I want to come up with my own answer, so that I understand the logic of it beforehand. But if I can't get it, then yeah, I'll still ask for help. But yeah, can you just give me 2 minutes to think about it? Do you mind waiting for 2 minutes? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Cool kids on YouTube. I see. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. The equations have to be equal to each other, but it's obvious that 6 and 1/6 do not equal each other, right? They cannot equal each other. So I can't say 1/2 of x plus 1/3 of y is equal to ax plus y. I can't say that because 6 will never equal 1/6. So the way I try to get around that, is by multiplying this by 36 and multiplying this by 36, right? I try to get around it by multiplying everything by 36 because then that equals 6. So that gets me halfway there, but then it gets me this very strange equation that I don't know what to do with. So I get stuck on that, right? So I was thinking, oh, there's a really easy solution. The really easy solution is just assume that x is 0. And so when I assume that when x is 0, we get a thing, actually we don't get anything. Because when x is 0, then y is equal to 1/2 according to the first equation, but actually y is equal to 6 according to the second equation, which means that whatever this solution is, they cannot touch x equals 0, as in they cannot touch the y-intercept. Okay, so they don't touch the y-intercept, which is like crazy. So let's look at when y equals 0. When y is equal to 0, then x is equal to 1/3. And when y is equal to 0, x is equal to 6 over a when y is equal to 0. Which means a is equal to 6 times 3, which is 6 over 18. The hell? What? What? Oh, I'm being too loud. I have a roommate who's sleeping. Dude. Is there an error here? When y is equal to 0, x is equal to 1/3 over here, and when y is equal to 0, x is equal to 6 over a. Therefore, when y is equal to 0, and they have an infinite number of solutions, I have no idea how to... Hey, cool kids, do you know how to... Cool kid 10 actually left, so I can no longer rely on 10. But cool kids, do you have any idea how to solve this? Because I don't. And I'm going to go and look at the answers now. Like, I am baffled. Jeez, what a mess that is. Because, yeah, I have no idea how to do this. Because when I multiplied everything by 36, I got 18x is equal to 12. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 12y is equal to 6 is equal to ax plus y. No, don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm just gonna look at the answers and I'm gonna be finished with this cursed math section. I feel like, for some reason, I don't feel like, did the questions come out like this on the real SAT, man? Because this feels really weirdly suspicious, but maybe I'm just dumb. So I don't want to blame the QAS yet because, I'm not confident enough on the math to just be like, this is wrong. But whatever. Let's look. 1 and 2 are A and D, so we're good. 3, 4, 5, I chose BBC, and 3, 4, 5 are BBC. Okay, cool. And then we have 6 through 8, I chose CDD. So 6 through 8, CDD. And then I chose 9 through 10, I chose BC. So 9, BC. And then I chose 11, 12 is DA, DA. And then 13 is chose B because there was this freaking weird. So they made a typo here, right? They should have done 8 or 3 or something. But there's like a huge issue here. So this is when 13 came out. 13 is the reason I started doubting this QAS. There were a couple other minor issues, like how basically imperceptible the differences were here in this graph, and a couple of things that sort of triggered me. But yeah, this one really made me annoyed. So anyway, according to this one, this is the correct answer, but actually it's 9 out of 33 as far as we can tell. So messed up there. Okay, so moving on. 15, I chose B. And the correct answer is B, so we're good there. And cool kids, I see that you're still with us. You're still with me, so I'll get back to that in just a second. Let me just finish off the grading. 16, 17, I chose DA. And 16, 17 are DA, that's correct. Moving on. Well, hang on. And then 18, 19, 20 are BCA, and I chose BCA. Cool. Or sorry, I chose BCA, and the correct answer is BCA. 21 through 24, I chose ACAB, and that is correct. 21 through 24, ACAB, and 22, I actually got an assist from Cool Kids. And then 25 through 28 are. I chose ACDB, and here it says 25 ABDB. Okay, and 26 really tripped me out. I was like, what the heck is this? What is the largest group to which the results of the study can be generalized? Like, is this something we learned in math? Because you can technically just generalize it to all of humanity, can't you? Isn't that just a choice that you can just make whenever you want? I'm kind of confused by this question. A psychologist designed and conducted a study to determine whether playing a certain educational game increases the musical accuracy in adding fractions. They chose a random sample of 35 students from all of the students at one of the middle schools in a large city. They found that students who had played the game showed significant improvements in accuracy when adding fractions. What is the largest group to which the results of the study can be generalized? I don't remember learning this ever. All students in the city? I don't even know what the math term would be to learn and confirm what the hell this is talking about. So I think what I'm starting to think is it might not even be worth it for me because I'm not trying to be a math tutor. It might not even be worth it for me to try to get an 800 on the math. Maybe I should just sacrifice some of this stuff because I don't want to bother learning this. It's just like I'm starting to dislike the SAT math, man. I don't want to deal with this. ADDB. If anybody does know the actual reasoning for this, please tell me because I have no idea. I guess I could go and if I'm not being lazy, I could go check Reddit and see what people said, but or watch someone else's YouTube video, but just seems like the kind of math question is not really worth asking. All right, 29, I didn't choose anything. So what's the value of it? Oh, you know what I didn't do? I could have at least done brute force. I could have at least done brute force by actually taking A, B, C, D and just shoving it into the answers, into the equations above to figure out how to deal with it. Okay, so let me look at what QuillKid said first and see if I can find. So I didn't look at the answer just yet. Okay, I didn't look at the answer yet. I'm looking at what QuillKid said, which is, so create the same of equation with the other ax plus y is equal to 6. I'm sorry, but I don't know what that means. So create the same equation with the other. Oh. Yeah, that is all that means. I mean, I think I've already done what you're saying by doing this. I think I've already done what you're saying, but let me actually fully do it, okay? So I'm actually going to do it in the form that I'm most used to, okay? I'm going to actually make it y equals mx plus b. So if I take ax plus y is equal to 6, and I convert that into y equals mx plus b, that's y equals minus ax plus 6, okay? Now let's do the other one over here. For this, I have to multiply everything by 3. Okay, so I have to multiply everything by 3. So then what I get is y equals minus 3 halves x, minus 3 halves x, okay, plus 1 halves, okay? And when you do this, there's no way that they can be infinite because even their y-intercept is fucked up. Like, they're not the same y-intercept. Like, there's no solution for this. So my suspicion is, okay, because my suspicion is they made a typo, okay? Because this is just a different formulation. This is just a different formulation of these two. There must be a typo somewhere. There has to be. Because what this should say is instead, hang on. Like, actually, I'm not sure. I'm like confused, honestly, personally. But like, minus. Well, how can they be infinite solution? The y-intercepts are not the same. So if I force minus a and minus 3 halves to be the same by choosing d, if d is the correct answer, then there definitely is a typo. There's definitely a typo somewhere. So let me look at the correct answer now. 29. Okay, 29 is D. And check my math. I didn't make a mistake. If you multiply all of this by 3, okay, then you get, yeah. They made a mistake. I knew that infinite solutions means equation. I knew that, but 29 they made a mistake, just like how on 13 they made a mistake. They're making typos here. These people, this test daily people over here, okay, whoever you are, you guys made a big typo, and you made me lose a lot of confidence in my test, but because there's no way D can be the correct answer, and the y-intercept, according to QuillKid's reasoning, which I accept, there's no way that D can be the correct answer, and this can still make sense as a question. So there has to be a typo somewhere. Whew. Yeah, but QuillKids, thank you for the. Okay, you got D because that's the same slope. Right? But those equations. Oh. Hey, you know what the problem is? You know where the typo is? I bet there's supposed to be a C over here. A and C are constant, and then there's no C in the system of equations. Yeah. There's supposed to be a C over here, and they didn't. No, I don't know how to say. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. It's not phrased correctly. You got the right slope. That's fine. I feel a little awkward being so confident about this because I'm not a math tutor, so I don't have. How do I say this? Like, it's not the kind of thing that I live and breathe. But these equations do not make sense. Like, I am confident in my logic right here. These equations do not make sense. There is an error here, and I don't have the language of mathematics necessary to fully explain it. But logically, there is something effed up. And my guess is they were supposed to put a cy over here because of this a and c are constant, but they failed to do that. And by failing to do that, it made me think of this whole other route of getting the answer, which effed me up. If they put that C in there, then D would be no problem. Okay, you're continuing to disagree with me, but then you tell me, how can... I did do that, okay? I did do that. Y equals minus ax plus 6, y equals minus 3 halves x plus 1 halves. Okay? Y equals minus ax plus 6, y equals minus 3 halves x plus 1 half. You tell me how these can ever be infinitely... Yeah, but you tell me how these can infinitely agree when the y-intercept is totally different. How can these infinitely agree if the y-intercept is different? I think you have to concede that they messed this up by not putting that C in there. Because if there's a C here, then we can solve. Yeah, I've been saying this. Okay, I'm sorry, I did get a little frustrated at you. Right, but it's just because I was saying the same thing. I felt like I was saying the same thing in three different ways. So it was getting frustrating at some point. They just missed the C. Yes, the slopes are fine, but they missed the C, and so logically these two equations cannot be equal to each other. So everybody who takes the May 2019 US math, 29 has an error. All they need to do is put the C in here, and it'll be fine. Okay. And then everything else will be solvable. Then you can just focus only on the slope, and then everything else will be fine. Okay, cool kids. We're cool. We're cool. All right, so then we're at 30. 30. 30. So 30 is supposed to be D, and I got D. Okay, and 31, 4.44, and I did 4.44. I got all nervous because of the stupid, because I was doing things without a calculator, even though it's actually a very easy calculation. 1/5 is correct, 11 is correct, and then over here, I chose 5. Oh my god, I was supposed to do 1 out of 5. No, 1 out of 3. I was supposed to do 1 out of 3. And 1 out of 3 is not permissible. Did I make a mistake? Oh, no. 1 out of fifths. Okay, 1/5 is equal to 0.2. Right, and this would have been totally fine. I just misread the question. Yeah, 0.2 would be permissible answer, but I didn't flip the it was supposed to be 1 bag of flour for each batch of cookies. Instead, I was thinking 1 bag of flour can produce how many cookies. I read it backwards. Which is why I would have gotten this one wrong. But this logic was correct. I would have said, if I had not gotten confused with the wording, then I definitely would have said 1/5, and 1/5 would have been an acceptable answer. Okay, and so that's that. I'm looking at 35. I'm almost finished. 35, 12 works. Cool. 36. 1/10 works. That's cool. So then we have 550. That's cool. And then 1.667, and that's not cool. Apparently the correct answer is 1.34, even though I'm doing 1/6. 1/6 is 33. Hang on. This is, oh my god. It's 7/5, not 7/6. Yeah, it's 7/5, not 7/6. Oh my god, so annoying. So 2/5 is supposed to be 1, but even that's wrong. Hang on, what? The correct answer is now. Wait, the population 80 to 70 is supposed to be 420 to 300. 420 to 300. So it can be written as A over what? 1980 to 1970, 420 to 300. 420 divided by 7 is, no. 420 divided by 6 is 70. 300 divided by 6 is 50. 70 over 50 is 7/5. 7/5 is 2/5 over 1. So it should be 1.4. This is also a typo. There's no way this is 1. There must be some number that's wrong here. Yo, I'm done with this stupid QAS. May 2019, somebody, I am not wrong here. There's no way I'm wrong. Oh man, dude, this is so frustrating. Okay, it's frustrating. Like, it's frustrating working with like some crappy reproduction of a PDF. God. All right. I'm just going to take every single QAS from here on out forever, guys. And that way I will be able to work with the original questions instead of somebody's bad reproduction. Because 42 over 30 is 7/5, bros. Just multiply both by 6. Therefore, you should be getting 1.4 over 1. Yeah, one of them is messed up. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know what? I guess that's all I was looking for. I was looking for somebody to validate make sure, like, I was trying to make sure that I'm not going crazy. Okay, cool kids. Your question is, do I do tutoring for reading? You're struggling a lot. You got 580 on reading and writing on the last test and 730 in math. All right. So it looks like it seems like you understand math pretty well. So I'm sad that you're not getting higher than 730 at the moment. Yeah. F. Scott Fitzgerald, have a good night. I'm gonna go sleep as well pretty soon. So just to wrap up, cool kids. Do you do tutoring for reading? Wait, so Yes, I do tutoring for reading and writing. But yes, reading is obviously the thing that more kids need help on. And you can reach out to me directly on Discord. On Discord, I feel like right now I don't mind sharing the sort of like my hourly rate, because I don't think there's any reason why I should have to hide it. So I want you not to be shocked by it. So I don't mind sharing it in the stream. It's just that first, I have never, ever, 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 ever seen a YouTuber share their hourly rate on a stream before. So it just feels very strange to do. But I'm just going to say it because I don't think it matters. And because I have it on a website as well, it's just public. So my rate isn't very cheap. It is $100 per hour. Okay. Now, if that is so far away from what you are able to afford, that it just feels completely like taking the wind out of your sail, then I find that then maybe it's, maybe tutoring is not the right, at least tutoring with me might not be the right option. In that case, I still don't mind sitting down with you and having a chat, a sort of consultation for free. The consultation is totally free, where I can at least give you advice on how to study. So I don't actually do the one-on-one tutoring, but I can give you, we can spend like an hour, if necessary, up to an hour, just discussing what are some of the ways that you can study, using me as well, but also using the internet, using other resources, but using the things that I'm putting out there for free, like these YouTube videos, and studying in a way that's actually effective for you for reading. So if you can't, if the hourly rate is too much for you to even consider, no worries, man. I want you to still succeed with what you're doing. So I'm willing to give at least a free consultation, so we can at least discuss plans that may or may not include me. So just know that I'm still rooting for you, even if financially that's awkward. If financially that's not awkward for you, then we can keep talking about this in Discord. Just come into Discord and then just send me a DM, and then we can chat. So that's my little spiel on my tutoring for reading. All right, guys. I think my original my original sort of gut feeling about math was right. I am not cut out at the moment to be a math SAT streamer. I'm not at that level. My thoughts are too inefficient. My explanations are too inefficient. I'm just sort of thinking out loud. When I'm doing it, it's more like I'm a very intelligent student rather than an actual teacher. So I don't feel confident streaming math anymore. So this test, the 2019 May US Math QAS, or QAS for the math section, will be the last time I do it for the foreseeable future. Maybe, in like 6 months or a year, or maybe even 2 years from now, maybe one day I'll be like, okay, I'll get off my ass and properly teach, I'll actually learn math properly so that I could actually get at the level of teaching it. If that day ever comes, then I might start streaming it. But at the moment, I really want to just focus on reading and writing. I have all these things that I'm excited to build for reading and writing. These curricula that I want to build for reading and writing. The YouTube is part of it, but it's not the whole picture. So I have things I want to do with reading and writing, so I want to just focus on that. So some of you guys who might be seeing this way later, you guys really wanted me to get to stream the math, and so if you're watching this now, I'm sorry to disappoint you that this will be the last math time. This is the last time I've streamed math. But I hope, and I know there are also really great YouTubers and tutors that are out there who are giving out lots of free content for you to improve your math skills as well. So you shouldn't feel like you're totally alone. Gonna take some couple last questions, so I'm gonna just scan anything that I missed. Scalar learning. different points. Oh, Scalar Learning is the name of a YouTube channel. Okay, cool. Sure. It must be like a YouTube channel or like a program somewhere. Okay. And you're referring to that question, but all right. I'll just skip that one. Quick question: what did you get on the March 2022 SAT, and did you feel the reading was easy? Oh, yeah. So I actually revealed my. I'm shocked that you haven't seen it. My most popular video on YouTube right now is. Here are my March SAT scores, and I got a 770 on the EBRW. I got 2 wrong on reading and 2 wrong on grammar. And I don't remember what it was, but I think I nitpicked on one of the reading questions and one of the grammar questions, where I was like, College Board, I see what you're doing, but I don't fully buy it. But the other 2, I totally accepted. They were just my mistakes. So I did get 2 wrong each, unless I'm misremembering, but that's what happened. And I was shocked, actually. I was expecting to get an 800 on the EBRW, but I didn't. So back in the day when I was taking the old SAT, especially in the years 2014-15, I think I took it maybe a total of 4 or 5 times, maybe around, and I got like 800s on the reading and writing every single time. But this time when I took the March 2022, I didn't get 800, so I don't get to. I broke my streak. So. Yeah, a little sad about that, but I'll just pick it back up this May. So in less than a month. You really don't have to watch the video because the whole point of that video is just me explaining my score, so you don't really need to do it. I'm just surprised that anyone found my very tiny, very unpolished, very sort of crappy YouTuber channel with 0 production value. I'm just surprised that anyone found it without finding that video first. So that's why I was reacting to you. It's not because you have to watch that video. You don't have to watch it. All right. This, by the way, this is an open invite to anybody who watches this stream. Guys, whoever needs just some sort of consulting on a potential tutoring from me, but even if you can't afford the tutoring with me, you still want to just have ideas about how to study, keep asking me questions on YouTube. I keep, I'm reviewing all of your comments every morning, in my office hours stream. So it's giving me a lot to say. But yeah, if you want a specific plan for you, for learning, for like figuring out your learning plan for the reading, just chat me up in the Discord server, and I'll set up a consultation with you. Now, if too many people start doing this all of a sudden, I no longer have any time, then I might have to start making YouTube videos explaining what I'm saying. But for now, it's an open invite. Okay, it's a time-limited open invite until I start feeling like I'm like drowning under all the consultations. But for now, I'm not that popular, so you're lucky. It's your time. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. It's 2:30 a.m. where I am, so I do want to go sleep. Everyone, just remember, the SAT is not the end-all be-all. It's not your whole life. It's just one part of your life, and you're going to kick ass at it. Why are you going to kick ass at it? Because you're just going to keep growing every single day, little by little. And as long as you take care of the daily growth, your overall score is going to follow. So everybody, just keep on